Today is another spring makeup drawer reset with a twist. I love a drawer reset. I love changing it with the seasons. I feel it makes me feel intentional, but I'm also able to rotate through my makeup and really find the colors that I like, things like that, formulas, and just have fun with my makeup products. But I've been finding that I introduce way too many products into my drawer resets, and on top of that, I always go back and grab something for like a makeup video and I enjoy it, so I put it in my drawer and it always becomes so cluttered. So today we are making some changes to this progress. Rather than doing a huge rehaul into what products will live in my makeup drawer for the next couple of months, this time I am only focusing on project pan items and items I think I have a chance of actually finishing soon. So what soon means to me? I'm thinking maybe by the next update, so by my summer reset, but that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I did already, unfortunately, go through my drawer and take out makeup. I just lost it one day where I opened my drawer and it was so full. I got very frustrated and I didn't know which makeup I wanted to wear that day, where I just did my skincare and I left for work. And I do that occasionally, more so with intention when I do it, but this time I was just so fed up and I couldn't choose what I wanted to wear, so I didn't wear anything. And let me know if that happens to you, because I felt that I just kind of had fatigue from all the options in front of me, which sounds so ridiculous because the whole point of shopping your stash is focusing on certain products to make progress so that you don't get the fatigue of all of these vast options that you have, that you put yourself into the situation, first world problems, blah, blah, blah. But I still found myself in this situation and I wanted to make it even easier for myself. So I did end up just going through everything and just putting it all away, organizing everything, and picking out only my project pan items. I also chose a few options of what I think I could possibly finish soon, but I didn't set standards just yet. I also wanted to just have a week or two of using these project pan items to see what colors are falling short. I might have this really beautiful bright pink blush, but it doesn't go with any of the other products I have. So I really wanted to kind of just get an idea of what these looks were missing and kind of curate based on that. So majority of the products in this reset will be ones I think I can finish. However, with the caveat that some are there more so to complete the look. But I'm going to try and keep those as minimal as possible. And again, while I love having fun with makeup, I do think that I need to make more progress in finishing some of these products because I'm moving kind of slow and introducing a lot more, and I don't want that to be the case anymore. So I'm going to give you a tour, show you which products that I think I could potentially finish soon, and kind of explain where the makeup holes are coming from and what products I need to fill them. So this is what I currently have as potential products I think I could finish on top of working on project pan items. And I just want to walk you through what I think about them, how I feel like I can finish them, and where they fit in my current makeup routine. This one is fairly easy. It's some powder I had decanted, and I think I had this in a makeup bag for work just to retouch. And I don't use this. I pretty much never retouch my makeup at work, actually. I might put on my lipstick again after lunch, but I don't. Yeah, so in the morning when I'm getting ready, I'm just going to try and use up this powder and yeah, be the end of it. I had thought that having a nice compact like this would be really helpful in just putting random powders in and taking with me, but apparently not. Maybe more so for a vacation when I don't want to bring my huge Huda Beauty cherry blossom powder. This might come in more handy. Speaking of Huda Beauty, I have this little mini blush, and this is the shade Cotton Candy, and this is so perfect. I love the shade. It is the perfect tone of baby pink for me. It's slightly muted but not really cool toned, and I really like it. And it's tiny, so there really can't be that much in there, and I feel like I've been using it quite a lot. When I take it out, it really is less product, though it's kind of hard to see how much is actually in there, but I'm sure I can figure it out soon. Again, this is tiny, so I do feel like it is somewhat reasonable to finish this soon. I want to go over some primers I have. So I have these two little bitty ones, and then this I think is the mini, but I am going through this. Like, I feel like I'm almost done with it already, and I don't know if I would repurchase this. It kind of just feels like an elevated moisturizer, and it smells really nice, but it is way too expensive for how much you get. I think I'm just going to be layering this on top of my current moisturizer for days that I'm feeling extra dry, which is current, and I think that will be quite easy to finish. Then I have these two primers that I'm not 100% sure on. This one is supposed to be a pink one, so it's really supposed to help with lots of redness or like if you have breakouts, and I find it doesn't really do that. It is a nice primer. It does kind of like add a slight blur to the skin, but I feel like a lot of primers do that, and there's nothing really special about this one, but it's pretty tiny and I feel like it's something I could potentially work through. And then I also have this little tiny matte one from Milk Makeup. I got this in like a free set of a bunch of pore filling primers, and I'm having really dry skin right now. I did try it once under a matte foundation and I kind of regret that, but it was a little too dry for me. But I think either under a glowy foundation or maybe even as a primer for my eyeshadow, this might work. So it's really small, it's even smaller than that one, so I think it's manageable. Then I have a few lip products. They're quite different, but I would love to finish at least two of these. This one is a lip stain from e.l.f. and it's the shade Cinnamon Dreams. So it's just kind of like this brown color, and it's kind of like in between that and a deep purple on me. I absolutely love it as a lip liner, but not so much all over the lips. And I'm pretty close to being done. Like when I take this out, it's pretty dry, and I've had this for a while and I knew it was getting there, but I think I'm pretty close. So I would like to just get those last few uses before it does dry out. Next up, I have this little mini Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. I was using it as a blush and it was in my project last year, but I never finished it, and that is how much is left. It is the tiniest little stub, and I've just been using this as a blush, and I'm so close. So I would absolutely love to just finish this because I'm not really a big fan of it. But I think if I use these two as my primary blushes, I'm gonna be finishing these up in no time. Then the next one is a little lip balm from Makeup by Mario. It is the Plumping Lip Serum, and this is one of those where you have to screw it and it doesn't go back down, so I'm not gonna do that. There's probably a ton still left in here, and I just want to make progress. I don't really like this one, so I try to wear this as I'm getting ready and then putting my lip product on top, but just trying to make some progress. Then last three products are eye products, and this one is my Glossy Lid Star, and as you can tell, she is getting there. She is fighting for her life right now. I'm so close to being done, and I would absolutely love to be done with this, especially early on in the year. It would be such a win. So that one is definitely just staying in here free until it's done. And then I have two mini mascaras. I don't know what happened to these. I don't feel like they're that old from when I got them in some sampler, but they are so dry and they don't do anything. They don't do anything at all. So I've been using them as my lower lash mascara rather than like a super voluminous curling one, and that's been working fine. So I think I'm just going to try and use those up as that purpose, just so I don't feel like I'm completely wasting a product. With these, I'm going to now show you the Project Pan items I have in my drawer, and then I'll show you what I'm going to use to fill in the holes of why I feel like my makeup hasn't been cohesive lately. Here are some of the Project Pan items I've been working on, and I just feel like they're so different. So I've been loving this as a lip liner. It is really nice, and I like to blur it out onto my lips and just create like a nice blurred effect. And I've been loving pairing this one over it. It is such a beautiful combo. They look really different, but they're actually quite similar on the lips. And I mean, as you can see, like I'm getting my use on both of these. So this has been a really fun combo. These blushes don't really suit that. Same with the Huda Beauty one. It just doesn't really go with it. I have two lip liners, but again, neither of these really go with this or this. And I'm just kind of struggling where this one I do love on the lips on its own, but this one I have really been struggling with. So this one is more of like a plum kind of maroon shade. And this one says mauve, but I'm quite conflicted on the color that it actually is. It can look really cool toned, kind of like a contour, but then sometimes like really warm toned compared to some of like a true cool tone. It really reminds me of the Rode Beauty like lip contours, so if you're looking for a dupe, this one kind of does that same effect, and it actually lasts on the lips. And then I have these kind of like two, both coral blushes, but very different. This one is definitely more pink focused, and it's been really pretty, but a little too much paired with these. And then this one is very coral, where it's almost kind of like a light orange on me. And again, I really like this for like the spring summer vibes, but I don't really know what to wear with it. So I'm going to show you what I'm bringing in to kind of help complement some of these shades. So I'm going to kind of break these up into separate categories because they're all just kind of like unique in their own way. To kind of help complement this really purple toned lip liner and kind of like this mauve tone, I'm actually going to bring in a lot of very obvious purples. And I feel like that's because I just feel very intimidated by this one on its own, but then I can't really go warm toned, and then cool toned I look a little sick. And so I think that bringing in something that is so obviously purple will kind of maybe tone that one down and make it look more cohesive. So I have this blush. I've only worn this one actually a few times, though I love Dusty Rose in this formula, and I think this will look great with either of these lip liners. And then I have another Glossier Lip Star in Lily. It's this beautiful lavender with like a blue reflect in there, and I think again that is going to really like make these so different but so unique and just cohesive. Where with this one, I feel like it's going to make it like less dramatic and more so like ethereal. Whereas with this one, I feel like I could actually make it more of like a smoky eye almost if I incorporate a darker shade and go more in that drama. Then I'm bringing this, this is a NYX Fat Oil Slick Click. I have to say that's so slow because I really struggle with it. But this is in this shade that's Major. And again, I feel like this would complement either of them. Like that one, it's just lighter, so it kind of looks dramatic, and then this one, it can have more of a contoured look. I'm also bringing in this single shadow. I haven't really worn this one that much. It's supposed to be pink. It's Finest Select Glitter Shadow Puff Up Pink, but I feel like paired with some of these, it kind of brings out a little bit of purple, and I'm curious to see where in this family it fits. For this more peachy coral family, I'm only bringing in 2 more products, and one is a lip liner. I feel like I've been really craving, a lot of more nude looks, at least on the lips, but all my nude lip liners and lipsticks pull orange or just more warm toned on me, and I feel like this is a perfect middle ground for me. It's a nude pink, and I think that this will just have more of the effect I'm looking for, I guess, over the lips color, or maybe just have something more neutral compared to having such a vibrant blush. Actually lied, I'm bringing in 2 other lip products. This is the L'Oreal Plump Ambition. I actually really enjoy this one, and it is a beautiful kind of corally, although more deeper shade. It's really beautiful, and I'm curious to see how this looks with having either of these as a blush. I think again, it will kind of create that more nude look that I'm after without being overly warm toned. And if I really do want a nude, I'm bringing in my Generation G in Cake. And this one is kind of like a warm nude, though I do like that it's buildable, as well as more of a blurred look, though mine's kind of beat up. So I'm curious to see how, again, these kind of complement each other. And then I'm just bringing in one more lip product where I'm not really sure where it fits in this whole thing, but I think it would be a nice color to have. And that is my Tarte Maracuja Lip Plump in the shade Primrose. It's really like a nice My Lips But Better, but can also kind of work as a nude, but slightly pink tinted, and I'm just excited to use it. This is kind of like a perfect combo for me. I don't want to mess with what already works. They're both in my project pan as well, and they are lovely together. So I feel like I really didn't pull in that many products. A lot of lip products, which is kind of funny. I feel like it's either lip products or a ton of blush for me, and I only brought in 1 blush. So I'm pretty happy about that, and I think that now that I feel I can be more cohesive, I might get more use, especially out of like this lip liner. I really wasn't using it, though this one I've been using nonstop. I've been loving this combo, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what blush to wear, and I still don't, but I was really struggling with these 2 and just not really wearing them, or I would, and then I'm like, I have no idea what to have on my lips, but I want something. So I'm really excited to actually just work with these products, play with them, find new combinations, see what I like the best. Because like this was such an unexpected combo, but I love it. So I am really excited to have less to work with, but different color families, and I'm really happy with this. Now, it's also been a while since I've been excited about eyeshadow, and even wearing colorful eyeshadow, I feel like I've really been going into like the beige era of eyeshadow, but I really want to incorporate more color. I think it's really pretty and can be done really nicely, and I have these palettes. So I try to focus more on spring colors that also align with what I brought in, and then I actually have one that is kind of more of like a neutral palette, if I do need that. So I did bring in both of my Sailor Moon ones, and I think they both are just gonna work really well. This one has like a lot of these blues, but really like the purples, and I mean, these shimmers are so beautiful. So I think that this could easily just be like a one and done, or if I do want something intricate. But it really covers my cool tones for me. And I really like this one because it has a lot of like those peachier, just summer colors, I feel like. Like this just really makes me think of sand and the beach, like colorful umbrellas, things like that. And it also is kind of like half neutral. So I think that this will be a fun one. I really like these two shimmers, and I feel like I haven't really touched the rest of it. So I would like to play around with this more and again just introduce more color. I think this is such an adorable palette, and I feel like it suits all seasons, and I just really don't appreciate it enough. I think this will come in handy when I do want maybe more of those warmer slash coral shades, especially like the eyes. I think this will be really pretty, but again, if I'm just craving something more warm. But I also have some like fun shades. Now, I actually brought this in more so as like my neutral palette for days where I might need just something a little less colorful. And it's still pretty impactful, but I do think that there's plenty of neutrals in here to work with, or even just needing something to blend with. Like we also have some purples that would come in handy for blending, so I think that's a great one. Then I have this little 5-pan palette, which again, it is pretty neutral, or I mean, not neutral, but pretty calm compared to some of these colorful ones, and this is definitely more so my everyday, same with like the pretty grunge. So I think this again will just be nice to have around if I need it. And then I want to try this out again. I really love the color. The color is stunning, and I think it's really great for drama, but it kind of sucks. This little like smoldering tip is so stiff and it doesn't really do anything. So I do want to figure out how to use this product because I mean, I like it. It was pretty, but I don't want to waste my money. So I think this will be nice and handy if I really do want to like smoke something up. That is what I've decided to bring in, and I'm really excited with the products I chose this time, and I'm hoping that I can make more progress. Less products to use from.